Everybody's conscious of something, period. And what everybody is conscious of is their matrix, period. Whatever you are conscious of is your matrix, is the parameters of your existence, because consciousness is existence. So whatever is your consciousness really is your existence, bottom line. So for someone to completely be unconscious is for them to be non-existent. We know that's not the case. So everybody is conscious of something. Intelligence is where they're able to use their consciousness for higher purposes. They're able to use whatever they're aware for their ascension as a being. We're about to go in right now. Because the goal of human beings are to be able to ascend to become higher entities. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, meaning that we are consciousness, being conscious in the physical world. We could be conscious of many different dimensions, many different planes, parallel universes, multiverses, multi-dimensional reality. But everybody here on this earth ship chose to become conscious of the earth, chose to become conscious of this physical universe or everything else relative to being on this particular plane. So all of us here are conscious of this particular plane, but we want to ascend, use our consciousness to become higher entities, to reach higher levels of being, to ultimately transform even this plane that we're on. But there are other entities. Now, before I go into that, I want to bring this up. As physical beings, we are like avatars. Like in the movie Avatars. The movie Avatars is a very good example because there was a conscious entity that got inside of the avatar-like entity that was sleep, right? The avatar being was a host for the human consciousness in order to navigate in the world, the avatar world, the spirit world. So the human being had to get into the avatar and ride it so that it could experience and move around and navigate within the avatar reality. The same thing is happening here. And I'm not saying this in a cliche sense, that we are conscious entities or conscious constructs that are using these physical bodies that we're in. They're hosts for who we are. We are not the bodies. We are spiritual beings that existed for eons, for eternity. But we are inhabiting these physical vessels that we're in right now to navigate on this particular plane. These bodies have their own consciousnesses to them. I'm going in. They have physical memory, and they have quanta and particles that represent the physical world. We talk about DNA, and I'm talking about the consciousness and the life matter. Because all matter it has life and energy to it, prana, chi. So even these bodies have consciousness to them, and we are co-creators or sharing a conscious reality with these physical vessels. Follow me with this. Now, there are other entities that also want to use the same physical vessels that we have. This is what's deep about this, is that these physical bodies are also hosts for other life forms and other beings. So that's what spiritual warfare is. You're fighting over your avatar, other entities, other intelligences and life forms, other conscious constructs that want to embody or utilize these same vessels. Let's go with this. I'm going in here. I'm going to blow some people's mind with this. These are your extraterrestrial beings. They are from an extraterrene astral, from another terrain, not from here. Other life forms and intelligences, not from here, as though we are not from here. We're not from here either. We are just using these avatars We are visiting this plane, this dimension of reality. But there are other beings that have an agenda here and have a goal here, right? And there are different degrees of these entities. One of these entities we so-call the white man, which really is a maggot on this earth that's also being utilized by other entities. But these entities have been taken over by another intelligence that's using them to carry out his bid. They've already given into it. They're working on this plane particularly for these other higher intelligent life forms. That's why their ascension is not really happening like that. They can't really even ascend. They don't even have a soul. They don't have a soul is a familiar host or an agreeable host, a symbiotic host. That's what I'll call it. That's what a soul is. A soul means that, you know, when you have a vehicle, you have somebody that owns that vehicle. They are the owners. Somebody else can drive it, but you know who the owner of that vehicle is. Where the soul is the owner of the vehicle. The white man don't even have an owner. He doesn't have a soul. He is open to other intelligences and life forms, just utilizing them for purposes on this physical plane. So there's no one in him, in the white man, to ascend. Follow me with this. Like melanated beings can ascend to higher levels. We can actually use these vehicles. We are actually in them. We're the riders, the drivers, the owners. The white man does not have an owner. He is a shell that is being utilized for the agenda of other entities. Life forms, other intelligences is utilizing him for an agenda on this particular plane. They are a slave to help build up technology. I'm going in. To advance technology in a way so that these other life forms can come to this planet. And they're using the white man for a certain period of time to develop this technology so that this planet will become more inhabitable for these other life forms to get here. This is going to go over some people's fucking head. I already know that. The white man is telling you that he's trying to get outer space. But outer space is already getting into the inner space that's him and trying to get here. While we're trying to get to other planets or planets, other beings are trying to come here. You follow? Because they says the microcosm, so the macrocosm, as above, so below. And there are many other different planets and solar systems. How can we fathom that there are many other planets and solar systems like ours, but these other entities from these other solar systems are not trying to get here as though we're trying to get there? There are other entities that are trying to come here, but they need technology, just like we need technology to develop for us to go on Mars. They need technology to develop here on Earth. That's why in the last 100 years, see, the white man has become a slave to the technology of these extraterrestrial beings. The white man has been a technological slave, him and the Chinaman, to develop technology at a quick level. That's why we've had such a technological advancement in the last 100 years, because they're trying to accelerate being able to come fully to this plane, these other entities. They want to come here physically. Right now, they are using these Tamahus or these Caucasians as hosts, right, to be able to interface on this planet. They're interfacing through the consciousness of what you call the white man and us, using us as the slaves. They're using the white man as the mind, like directly. Like some of these entities are actually just functioning completely through the white man. But they are using us unconsciously to build up the technology of this planet. I know you all have to sometimes stop and ask, well, where's all this shit going? This white man is building up all this technology. Where's the white man ultimately going with this? Where's his ultimate purpose? The ultimate purpose of it is beyond him. He doesn't know why he's doing it. He is being utilized by higher intelligent life forms that has him doing something in preparation for their arrival. I know this sounds spooky for some people, but they came out with the movie The Arrivals. Mm-hmm. They've been trying to tell you what is going to happen in their damn movies. They're using a white man to build up this technology and to actually enslave black people to help them build up this technology so that ultimately they could come here and inhabit this planet. So these entities have interrupted the ascension of organic beings that are organic spiritual beings that are inhabiting these avatars. Follow me with this. They have interrupted the process of us growing and becoming ascended masters and growing in our conscious realization of who we are to create our own paradise here. We want to create our own paradise, our own nirvana here. We want to create heaven on earth here. But these other entities have interrupted our process and turned us to being slaves to help build their technological agenda. Come on. I mean, I could break this down to, unlimitedly. So now, when you start thinking higher thoughts, these intelligent life forms have to keep you on a savage level to utilize you. They have to keep you on a survivalistic level in order to utilize you. If you go back and you read the story by Zachariah Stitchkin, the War of Gods and Men, and you even pick this up in reading some of the scrolls of Dr. Malachi Z. York. If you really pick this information up, the myth would have it, that they were using human beings to mine on the earth to bring out rare precious metals, that the human beings on this planet was a slave colony in order to prepare this planet, to get the metals out of this planet, to help them in other constellation systems. This is what they were. This is what he was talking about in the book, Zachariah Stitchkin, and Dr. Malachi Z. York went into this as well. It's some truth here that you got to see. They tried it in Kemet. You all talk about Kemet, but Kemet was a failure. All the advancement that you see in Kemet with the pyramids and what they were building, that's why the pyramids line up with Orion's belt, as they say, right? Because this was an interface with extrastellar and extraterrestrial beings. The first colony that they tried to use is who you call your Nubians and your Cometians. They tried to use them for now what they're trying to use the white man for. That's why you look on the walls in Egypt and you see the same technology that you see them having today. You see the helicopters and everything that you're seeing, you're looking on the walls and saying, damn, they were doing that, because they were trying to use them to do that in Kemet as well. Come on. But it failed in Kemet. That's why we have nothing but rubble and remnants. It didn't take off. They was unable to see this planet and do what it was they was trying to do. Now they're trying again, picking up where they left off with this devil now. So while you're talking about your Illuminati and you're talking about these crackers, these are low-level life forms that have been usurped by higher intelligent entities. That's taking over them, and that's interfering with our conscious evolution pattern, because they fear us. They fear us waking up, because it's a matter of them getting to us before we get to them. If we get to them first, there's going to be a problem. It's going to be to our advantage. If they get to us first, it's going to be to their advantage. So they're trying to keep us asleep and utilize our labor to really help advance Matrix, this white supremacy, which is really not even about white supremacy. It's about higher intelligent life form supremacy. I'm going in now. So they're trying to stop us, our growth, and capitalize our sleep state so that we could be workers. And we're creating something that only the ascended among us are aware of what's even really going on. We don't know what we're building. The white man don't know why he's trying to clone. He does not have a great purpose. Some people say the white man is trying to stay here forever. This is why they're making these advancements and stealing body parts and shit like that because he wants to stay here forever. It's not the truth. He don't know. The white man don't know why he's doing what he's doing. He is being utilized by other intelligences because he lack it. We have given the white man too much credit and too much power on this planet. Now he is a disagreeable being. He is a disagreeable to us, to the melanated people, waking up and realizing who we are. Unquestionably, he is a devil when it comes to us, but not in and of himself. There's some entities, some life forms that's trying to stop us from getting back to where we come from. They're trying to stop us from ascending to where we came from. We descended here. And they don't want us to go back to where we came from. And they want us to utilize us here and have us imprisoned on this particular planet to work for them and to be under them. It's not the white man. The white man is being utilized by them. He is the physical force and might of them on this earth. There's no super intelligent crackers nowhere doing nothing. They're too dumb and too stupid. They don't even have a soul. They're being utilized by other life forms. Now, some people can argue with me and say, well, there's no extraterrestrial beings on another planet, and you've never seen no aliens or nothing like this. What are you talking about? But they cannot argue about different intelligences that occupy human consciousness. They can't argue that people who other entities have literally taken over their mind, that their thought patterns interrupted. They cannot deny that just like you can have a bacteria that takes over your physical body or a virus, you can have consciousness, intellectual entities take over your mind. Where are they at? Where are they taking over your mind from? Who are they that are taking over your mind? Who is directing your thoughts if they not? Come on. So even if you're telling me that there are no extraterrestrial beings out of space, there are thought forms and thought entities that are taking over the minds of individuals. Thought forms is taking over the minds of people, make them more susceptible to what the white man is doing, to become the slaves of the white man, who is really a slave of another higher life form entity. This is a fact. The white man is mindless and spineless. If you put all the intelligent white people together in one room, you would be very disappointed at how silly and immature and ignorant that they are. You cannot say that all that they're doing, and we got our Illuminati theories and all these theories about what they're doing. No, they're not doing it. They're at a savage level of capitalizing off of it, but they are under command and control of another type of consciousness life form. In meditation, they teach you about